plenty put in the talk for inside chapter for this style and way they take on for dance. We Kotonton enter for our site. Now lightning. For our side for Fundong for inside northwest side country day. You don't kill cow them. How the thing if they come it turn pass for our side country. Torios Kotonton reach for our side. Mona see how we the thing if they come it pass. Now for inside Yaoundé where they don't cash boy them and mommy them no be boy them. That mean pa them with mommy them with the head work. Now for full people them tip for them for inside taxi. For our side for Yaoundé side country day. Now youth them for inside Wonder village. They don't tie face and they talk something. They no want to make any man a pass for their own land. Also for inside head to read them. Ugoteguna enter for inside a match where it be been a PWG of Bamenda and Opopo, that means Southwest, their own side country, they call them Victoria United. Now with plenty glad for me to instead for them for learn book, they go to dance, they go to learn now how for dance. Wait till they call them say mbole dance. Una sabi that kind of dance where it be na one way you the whole man picking whole woman. You see the stand on? Yes, kule. Now they work than that. Where they learn for insights level for insights chapter for this school according to which we enter for Insight Home TV. The Ontorials, this small gondere, they be get some small opportunity for do small thing. Now in that way themselves they be show style them for dance for Insight chapter for this story and this video. It on the turn outside for Insight social media and different other side them. Now we plenty people they ask and say now which can I style this? We did for Insight chapter for 10 time where it not get plenty time and it never yet knock up to 5 days as school start for 10 time but picking them for instead for learn book they didn't have for Insight chapter for Koleda I say be now for Insight chapter for gari. Now that they can go down small no ga. Uteguna enter for Insight chapter. We now call them for Insight Fundong idena for Insight northwest side country day. How the thing it take up a pass for them according to which way he enter for Insight or Ontorials. Not be nice saying as some people them they enter for Insight these people for cow their own farm they quarter the cow them. No, this one according to which way enter for Insight or Ontorials. Now for Fundong the Insight Boyo division for not West region for Cameroon according to which we enter for Insight Watorials. Na lightning yes, when it talks lightning plenty people would ask us say lightning na which I talk say thunder. Yes, now thunder where he pass, he enter for Insight this cow them. According to which we enter for Insight or Ontorials for chapter for the north, they say as rain, if they do nya for that side. Now we thunder, he pass as the thunder happen. Now we cow themselves the quarter for Insight this same chapter. As Una Sabi say we Muslim brothers them center for Insight or Ontorials. Small sadika, every day for people them where they want them for enjoy for Insight a chapter for this one where it takes time. It pass for our side for northwest region. Now for Fundong side country day. We go come out for Insight that one country for them. We take gonna enter for Insight Yabunde. Nanye people them. They don't put a hand for gang, for 4 people them, with the head work, now for thief, and for do other things them for inside a taxi, for Yabunde side country them, according to which we enter for inside our Ontario house. Now 2 man picking them, 2 woman them, where the woman that they look now for inside mignon way, they talk say with him. They talk say the gang for this people them. If you now you go now for that side for inside Yaoundé, where you go start work their work. Waiting they do now say waiting. By the time you enter for inside a taxi, you do want look for back before plenty people them. They don't believe say they so taxi way they do bad thing. Now all the time na taxi way woman go there inside. So they don't take another they mix 2 woman there inside their work. You want look for back. Sometimes either the woman you go she don't for before or you go she don't for back. Then other people in them. When you enter the test, shift tomorrow. So, oh madam, wind that glass so. Oh madam, take the one way they so put on for your phone. Or call person make it send money for you. So now work that way to put them. They don't put hand for this country put them. Where the head work now they do this bad work for inside. Yabunde side country them will be turn enter for backside. Me gonna hear where it in. It pass.
Levez la tête. Levez la tête. Levez la tête, regardez la caméra. Bon, vous allez me dire individuellement, fermez la porte là. Vous avez fait quoi?
Ça s'est passé hier et on a transporté la maman en question et on a demandé, la dame a dit qu'elle était étrangère et qu'elle avait transporté l'argent. Dans la voiture, on a appelé, le chauffeur a appelé l'autre de venir regarder si c'est un mauvais argent propre pour enlever la protection dessus. C'est alors qu'on est parti, on s'est retrouvé et la dame est venue avec son argent. 1 million, moins d'1 million, presque 1 million. Et on a tous fait comme ça, on remettait l'argent. Par la suite, on s'est séparés.
Et vous avez vu combien? Vous avez vu combien dans la transaction? Sur combien? C'est vous qui faisiez le partage, non?
On faisait le partage.
Qui a fait le partage? C'est toi?
Ce n'est pas moi.
C'est qui?
Now so they say it take and it pass for inside chapter for Shwapum for taxi for Yabunde side country them. This one not the one where plenty put them. They run the talk for inside this same chapter. We do 1 year waiting. We ngondere 2 equal talk. It been a chapter for Mom never come out again. Me won't come out for inside that one who take gonna enter for inside Kribi side country. Where na 2 part them. They don't catch them where the head walk to. Now for 3 words they call and say wine for inside a shop. As soon as they see that 2 part them, no be say now side that to my bucket for inside Kribi side country them. But according to which way they enter for inside our Ontario house, for normal, when this party go for them, they don't go now for go buy. Yes, I said they don't go now for go buy. Work for the part them, now for enter for them when they enter. They retrieve wine, either they retrieve 1 or they retrieve 2, and they retrieve the expensive one. According to which way enter for inside our Ontario house, they cash this part them where they don't hold a champagne. Heavy one, that means the one where the money is plenty, where they don't put them for inside a trouser. The big question mark, where come put the ask and I say, wait, how part them like this one where they get head, get hand, get food, and they get sense, where they fit do different in them. Why then decide for being for inside chapter for Swapum for inside this one where it takes time. It happened for inside a Kribi side country day. Where I say now because of camera cache where they take they discover which way this part them they will do them for inside that supermarket because the normal thing where they ever take them do them, but they not be sabi say this. So this time they really put camera for inside the supermarket. Now so now the time that they will ask them plenty question them why would they do the one. Who said gonna come out? Wait then get for the answer for inside chapter for this one where it takes time. It pass for inside Kribi side country day. Country for them, we go come out for inside Kribi, Teguna enter for inside Yabunde. How the thing? It take it pass. Una sabi say this, so we own upper, we own a National Assembly. We they call them say. Paul Beer Glass House. After where they done this down for them for some time. Not today, where they do big handover. As gonna receive for inside this same chapter. Now, big man, that means head boy for government, where they call it a chief. Dr. Joseph John Gute, he said Ebishida on top big chain with Right Honorable Kavaye Yege Jibrim, where you two. Own National Assembly for inside we own country here. Inside this one, it be happen for inside Yabunde side country day. Una sabi say this so this our own National Assembly. Now Shinshong people themselves they work for inside this same chapter. So they get their own representative. Where not their own countryman. Where it is done for inside Yabunde. Where you two be them for see how way the thing it take it pass for that side. And inside this inauguration, Prime Minister himself said it will take other thing them and it will takes time for talk for inside a chapter for this big gando where it takes time it pass for we own National Assembly for Cameroon here.
Monsieur le Président de l'Assemblée nationale, distingués invités, cet édifice participe de l'amélioration des conditions de travail des députés, dont il est pris de saluer le rôle décisif dans la structuration des politiques.
Naso ibite kam ere pass where Prime Minister Chief Dr. Joseph John Gute he take chair for stand up for talk for inside this same chapter. He be now for inside chapter for we own President and Oga Kwata for National Assembly for himself for hand waiting where they call him for inside big book say the ceremony, that means the gift. That way it represents this big ngando where it takes time it pass for inside Yabunde. That means this document where it had for Chief Dr. Joseph John Gute and the name where they give for this big fine building they call it as a waiting Paul Beer Glass House for inside Yabunde. So that's all for inside a chapter for this same gando. It will be a chapter for other people then for showcase waiting. They call them say Cameroon their own culture and dance where it takes time it pass for inside Yabunde. Wanna show them? Now that yay. We will come out for inside that Tory country for them. We take gonna enter for inside chapter for youth them for inside Fako when for some village where they call them say a wonder they don't tie face and they talk say waiting inside this one we say for inside the placket Southwest Governor Land Registrar please leave our land and other small things them. Now that whether they accompany Caterpillar and for come out say go no turn back again for our land. Big one it come after way Tori it enter for inside our own Tori house. Now say waiting They say this so they want create another village where they go to call them say lower a wonder. Now we plenty of them they talk say no. Now only one a wonder land is there for inside Fako side country, and that one where they say they want create another one. That one you know they for inside chapter for their own big book. And now we plenty of them they not talk so themselves they not be happy for which way it happen and say they not feel continue for stand for look how they can destroy that crop them, and then they take land where there are own forefathers them if we keep them for them for inside this one. Now we plenty the youth them they talk say they been a youth for the village and inside some of the paper them if you see them they say no to land grabbing for inside their own village and for other part them for inside Cameroon here. Now we plenty of the youth them they be do worker for vex, and inside this worker for vex they be takes time for go drive the people them where they be done there for they work for inside way. That's so we don't put weight in the call and say this so in TD make no man enough pass for them. That means for inside big bull they call and say injunction where they don't put out for the land say me no man enough pass for that place. But even that so as they be put the injunction if it shows some other people them they be still take them take style use them with the police. That means forces of law and order uniform people them they use time enter for them for work and for intimidate some of the youth them. Now we plenty of the youth them come out they talk say they don't do them. And they not be willing for see where this one it take them it pass for inside their own village. That's what for inside a chapter for this same worker for vet. For that side they take and do they be talk for Home TV their own tutorials.
Lower Honda. That's so called Honda. If it minimize the play we come on a Honda, me no try knows the bomb for no one day. Because if you bomb will bounty and anything also will bounty alive. Me no ever cross bomb bounty for 1 square meters. You know try. I still don't think so. If you come back, you go understand the hard way. That's what me I talk. I be you.
The indigenes of Ewunda, nobody is with them. Nobody is with them. If you go up there, the father's grave is there, the mother's grave is there. The wife's grave. Even the wife, the so-called chief, the first one, no Ewunda person is behind it. No Ewunda youth is behind it.
Now so it be happen for inside chapter for this worker for verse Unasiam. Now big book than that for the injunction where they belong game. Say me no man in no textile a pass for inside chapter for this land. But a pass they use them. Now say the CCM as people them they can't use Kamambru them, intimidate them, enter for work for that same land where a textile a pass for inside a water land for Fako side country then we will come out for inside that one we'll take one enter for inside Babenda. How the thing is a come a pass for inside Bamenda side country then it be been a team where big man for Yabunde it be write book and inside the book it be put people them where they call and say permanent day on them for inside Bui and Boyo where they be put them for on top chair for inside better way. Now Fayengo Francis that ye and minister Ba Acha Rose where themselves na them they be stand up for chair for them for those una take over. As from now, we make sure say they so make CP them their own thing them a pass for insights better way for insight Bamenda side country them. That's all for insight this same chapter. Now Senator Regina Munzi you two a turn up on top big chain for see say this one make this ngando it takes style a pass for insights better way. When I sabi say this one it come after way they be make a point for insight CP them their own central committee appoint plenty of them, so that as now elective year too and other things so that make inside a chapter for peace and other things and for make sure say this will make chapter for work for inside the party. It takes time it work find for inside some of the area them, and now why that way they will do big installation for the their own big people them, for the one them for Bui and the one them for Momo where the thing it takes time it pass for inside Birmingham Congress Hall for inside this same chapter tutorials. If we talk we talk with whom we be talk with Senator Regina Mundi, when I said he be turn up on top big chain for do this installation. Control them when I yet way he be get for talk for Home TV their own talking stick.
Well, we're expecting them to lead the party in the two divisions in Bui and Momo to mobilize the militants and move ahead, raise the party up to higher heights and to new levels. So we are expecting them to actually be the driving force behind the party in Momo and in Bui. And we expect them to work according to rules and regulations of the CPDM, to bring in more people into the party, and in fact to lead us to higher heights, victories, one victory after the other. So we are expecting them to be the preachers of peace. We are expecting them to be the preachers of good brotherliness, love, forgiveness, happiness, prosperity, and everything that is
for inside Birmingham Congress Hall, as we don't hear for Senator Regina Mundi on mob where it talks about say these people them they get up the day for dinner for inside chapter for bring plenty people them for inside the party, and also for open the on mob for preach waiting they call them say peace, because a part for your name you head work now for make sure say this so make peace it is for outside for inside a country. It be been a time for juju them for show their own style for dance who got turn for backside. When I see how we juju them they will show dance for that side for Bamenda. Now so it takes time it pass for inside Birmingham Congress Hall country put them we go come out for inside a chapter for that Tori Wutegunam enter for inside a chapter for Ndamba how the thing it be pass we now start Renald themselves for me long they be play with the column for that side for inside Melonde, according to which we enter for inside Home TV, the Ontorials, the match it be end for inside Wowowe, it be been for inside chapter for talk say me refim they no one cash refi again because they refim if they make some decision where the decision it no be fine. So now we supporters them for start Renard the Milan they will talk say wait they no one hear that kind of thing say men in black now then they bring bad fashion say now they bring Wowo style and Wowo things them for inside football for our own country. Now we themselves they will come out they talk say no refim so much for Wowo way you instead go put now for inside a chapter for put vex for supporters them their own heart. Now we supporters them too they be talk say they know they day and this one na help we come and brew them they be help for tell say countryman pass will come out because if you control the VM sometime you go one come out either where you one eye or you one ear you know they for inside this one we go enter for the next one where it be been a PWG of Bamenda versus Victoria United where they call them Opopo they be get to fans them. Now way they be vexed for inside this match. Nakamambru them. It is hell for say no countryman. Supporter, cool down. You know be so. Yes, Ndamba na peace, Ndamba na joy, Ndamba no dey for inside chapter for buru. So when I get for to do this one, when I get for understand say this, so when man it is support in football, it get plenty thing them and plenty emotion them. When they play them for inside way, it overvex them. You see the kind of way the men where they will compare uniform, they will take style for treat one of this supporter them for PWD of Birmingham. This one it be happen after where they be give some kind of decision where it not be in favor of PWD.
Here we have tea of wisdom. This is a special tea. Only people discover this particular tea. We're using it. It's a tea that even children come to buy, maybe they will not sell. It's a tea for a class of people in the society. Tea of wisdom. From the name, you understand what it means. It is tea for people who rule, people govern, people rule in the society. It's a tea for stars. It's a tea for great people in the society. It's a tea for entrepreneurs. It's a tea for people who create, who invent. It's a tea that gives wisdom. It's a tea that works in the brain, works in the pineal gland, decalcify the pineal gland, remove fluoride from the pineal gland. That is a secret. They call it the third eye.